Hi, everyone. I'm Danny.
And I'm Katie.
And a couple weeks ago, we amazingly had a few unscheduled free hours on a Saturday. Katie, how did this even happen with all our kids and jobs and activities?
It was like a time warp or something. It was really weird.
It was very bizarre that we both had free time at the same time. It was insane. Anyway, so we decided to spend the morning together perusing some local thrift stores. We had a blast. We found some unique treasures and awesome deals. And so today we are going to share them with all of you. Local friends, be excited because we're actually going to give you the name and address of all these thrift stores as well. But before we do that, we need to take some time for some circle backs and some shout outs.
Yes.
Woo-hoo.
Yes.
So our first circle back is to the definition of what a Xennial is. Because when we recorded our last episode, our cats versus dogs, we completely had brain farts on the official years, which we have quoted multiple times before.
Yes.
And what our whole podcast is about. So you'd think that those years would be solidified in our brains, Katie. But
You would think so, but it's all right.
okay.
So if you're listening for the 100th time or the first time, yes, Danny, remind listeners and us the official definition of Xennial.
Okay, so you can find different ones everywhere. You know, they're a little different here and there, but our official definition of Xennial that we go by here on Generation in Between is the microgeneration of people born between the years of 1977 and 1983. I think in the cats and dogs, we said 78 was the year we were question marking. So if you were born in 1978, yes, you are indeed a Xennial.
Like Garfield.
Yes. Correct. So a Xennial is born too late to identify with all of Gen X and too early to identify with all of the millennials. Even though I figured it would be a good time to revisit this. Here are the years technically for the following generation. So Gen X is 1965 to 1980. So technically I'm born in 1980. I am Gen X.
Okay.
But I'm like the very end of it. Mm-hmm. Millennial is 1981 to 1996. So Katie, technically you are a millennial, except too early, right?
Right.
And then you've got our Xennials who are in that in-between zone. Haha, generation in between. See where we got that name?
Yes.
Is 1977 through 1983. We are the ones who had the analog childhoods and the digital adulthoods, also known as the Oregon Trail generation.
And I would argue that, that is true. Not argue, but that is so true, because when I'm looking at the millennial dates, I'm thinking of someone born in 1996 and they were not an Oregon Trail generation kiddo at all. But if you were born, by 1983, you definitely know what that's all about. You're about that.
It's weird, right? I was getting into a conversation with somebody the other day about how they just don't believe that the whole classifying people into generations, because look at those years. It's so expansive. 81 to 1996, that's a long time for overlapping thingies pop culture references and technology advancing and all of that. But whatever, it's fun to just talk about, and so you can take it for what it is, whatever. Value it for your own self. So there we go. We cleared that up for you. Our next circle back is thanks to one of our devoted Jennifers, who really is a Jennifer.
That's her real name.
It's her real name.
But you guys, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing this, but it's Jennifer with one N.
Yeah, unique Jennifer.
So don't spell it wrong.
Which I think I have so many times, my bad friend. So our friend Jen made such a great point to us in regards to the comment we made on, I think it was I don't remember if it was our first or second body image episode, about how you should have receipts for information, that you provide. Jen is a medical professional, and she said one of the important things in her line of work, when they look at data on a study, they said, or she said they never take it at face value. Okay. So you have to go deeper and look at lots of things like who funded the study, who has financial interest in the outcome of the study, and how they possibly could have been skewed to benefit the person or organization that funded it. Mm-hmm. So that's super important information to consider when you are looking at sources, like, because you can find research on anything, right? So it's important because, like, for example, in the medical field, you know, a prescription drug company may fund research to show that whatever they're treating, their drug is the best one.
Sure.
Right. So it's skewed.
Totally. And sometimes, you know, things are masked in holding companies and things like that. So sometimes you almost have to research the name of the thing that you find to see what's behind that funding. And a lot of times you can find things that are unbiased and things like that, or at least you're informed. I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't learn anything from the thing you're reading.
Oh, right.
But it just helps you know, like, oh, okay, well, I have to keep this in mind as I'm doing that. So not just the receipts, but also kind of understanding where your information is being sourced.
Yeah, for sure. So that's important to know as well when we're, you know, when we do all these things, when we do our research, but when you do yours, you know, it's important too. Jennifer also said, I should have included a very popular orange tabby from the 80s and 90s that I did not. It was a real kitty and not a cartoon Katie.
It was a real one, and I can't believe it. You left it off.
Full stop honesty, this cat was originally on my list, but I took him off because I thought, okay, 6 cats is like a lot. Even though people who love cats, usually big numbers of cats is not a problem.
No.
But the cat that was on my list that got booted was Morris the cat from the 9 Lives commercials.
Yes. I remember him.
They still have a Morris. Obviously, it's not the same Morris. They still have one. And he's actually like a spokesperson for one of their charities they fund. So it's really sweet. So anyway, so shout out to Morris, the cat from 9 Lives. We love you, kitty. Another fun thing, and then Katie's going to give us her circle backs and shout outs. Shout out to the company Vinyl Disorder. They printed our very first set of podcast stickers. Yay to Patrick, our male Jennifer, who's a fan, for giving us their name. So our stickers aren't our final perfected design yet. We've got some tweaking to do that we want to make. Sometimes you don't know till you like see it. But they are super fun. They're shiny. They're colorful. And we have several we would love to give out to our devoted listeners. So if you want one, email us your address and your name to our email address, which is generationinbetweenpodcast. I know it's very long. At gmail.com, and we will get it to you ASAP. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, just send us an email, name and address, and we'll pop one in the mail to you while we have them. So Katie, do you have any shout outs or circle backs today?
Yes, so many.
Yay.
The first, it's kind of an all-encompassing shout out to listener Tanya, who's a good friend of mine. Tanya is just like an idea bank. Every day with a new idea, sending me all sorts of things. And I don't want to give away too much because I think some of her ideas we're actually going to use.
Yes.
But let's just say there may be some candy or gum tasting in our future, a tasting episode. She reminded me of some brands, some now defunct brands that we might want to track down and try on an episode, as well as she knows a video vixen from 90s.
Get out of here.
She does. So we might be able to talk to her or maybe do... we have lots of music topics on our list, but potentially one about like what that was like being in music videos.
Girl?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the funnest
Not
thing.
Tanya, but Tanya's friend, who maybe we can interview for the podcast.
This is great.
So she's one of those people. We've been friends for a really long time, ever since I moved where I live now. And my kids were really small. I didn't have any friends. I work from home, blah, blah, blah. She was one of my very first friends here. Aww. Still a friend. We have kids around the same age. Some of my kids are her kids' age. She has less children than me, which is not that hard to do.
As a lot of people do.
But she's one of these people I call a connector.
Oh, yeah.
Like anytime you're like, oh, I was thinking like I need to buy this thing. She's like, oh, you should talk to so-and-so. And then like the next day you find the thing you're trying to buy.
I think you're like that too, though. You know, I feel like I am too. I feel like
you are too. Yeah.
I feel like connectors find each other.
Totally agree.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. And It's not good or bad. It's just a personality trait.
Thing.
Some people aren't, but I'm the same way. Like I can hear someone talking and I'll be like, oh, in my head, I know who I need to get them with so that they both benefit, sort of thing. So she's being an Uber connector for the show. So thank you so much, Tanya. And thanks for listening. And then I have a loop back that's kind of fun.
Okay.
To our ticket prices episode. We have a new listener named Candy.
Hi, Candy.
And she is awesome, by the way. And she, of course, all you listeners are, all you Jennifers, even the ones named Candy. She listened to our concerts episode because she's going back, because she's newer. Sorry, my son is playing video games. We might be able to edit it out. We'll see.
It's real life, though.
It's real life. We're at my house, by the way. We're trying to get some studio space, but that's another story.
We'll talk about that later.
You'll see pictures of that if it happens. Anyway, so Candy sent me all of these images. I can't even go through all of them, but we might do a gallery on social or something of tickets that she bought. And then also her boss apparently sent her a few. So there's one here, the Rolling Stones from Tampa in November 1989. And the ticket was $28.50.
For the Stones?
The Rolling Stones in 89. So, I mean, they were,
They've been around for a while even then.
And then there's like this handwritten paper receipt.
Oh, I love that.
From like an appliance store or something in Boston. And it's for Guns N' Roses tickets. That someone must have paid for.
So 80s, like a appliance store selling Guns N' Roses tickets, and you got a paper receipt. I love this
paper receipt. It was in October 87, and it was 2 Guns N' Roses tickets, $6.50 each, $13 total, dollar service charge per ticket. 2 Guns N' Roses tickets in 87 for $15 total. Handwritten receipt right here.
Now, I'm wondering, though, if that's when they were first getting going.
Could have been.
I don't know my Guns N' Roses history much. I know I know their height of their popularity, but I don't know when they were. But even still, how cool would that have been?
It's so wild. And then she laid out maybe like 10 or 12 tickets just on the ground and sent me a picture of them. So let's see. She's got a Korn. Do you remember Korn?
Oh, God.
With a K?
Yeah.
Korn Family Values Tour.
Yeah.
And that was in September 98. And that was another one that was $28.50. That's with the fees. It was $27.14 before that. And then, what else is on here? Blink 182.
Nice.
1998. $13.50. Oh, here's one. Alanis Morissette.
Oh, God, was it the Jagged Little Pill tour? I saw that tour.
Maybe 96.
Yep.
96. It doesn't say what tour it is on here.
Maybe it was her second tour. I can't remember my ticket.
Jagged Little Pill might have been the second one. It doesn't say on this ticket. So, Candy, let me know. Let me know if you're listening.
I mean, I think that must be right. It must have 96? Been because that's when I think that's when I went.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I think I still had my ticket when we talked about it. Or no, maybe I didn't. Maybe I just remembered.
I think you did. Well, it was $25. And then the Smashing Pumpkins.
I used to be in love with Billy Corgan. How funny is that?
Them. And that ticket was $25 with $3.25 service charge. So anyway, that was really fun. And I mean, these are like paper tickets. I'm showing Danny the picture right now that she just laid out and took pictures for me.
I love that she still has those.
I know. It's so funny because I feel like, and we've talked about this before when we've talked about like vintage things.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm bad at knowing what to keep and what to get rid of. I feel like I've thrown away all my ticket stubs, which by the way, don't take up that much room. But yet I keep like the most random things because I'm like, oh, I'm probably going to want this. I don't know. I'm not great at knowing how to determine that.
Yeah, I'm the same. Like I am a minimalist, really. I don't like clutter. I don't like piles. And like the older I get, the more I get to be like that. But it's hard because I am also a sentimental person. I am crazy about pictures. Like I have lots of pictures. I take a lot of pictures. because I like to capture those kind of memories. So I'll like never get rid of pictures. But other stuff, yeah, I don't hang on to a lot of stuff. But it's been fun going back and talking about all this stuff on the show, because now I'm like, man, I do have some stuff and I'm kind of glad I still have it.
Right. Exactly. And I am excited when I get back to Indiana. That's where my parents are, to kind of go through some of my stuff there. They have sent me things through the years, or I brought it with me when I moved. But I know for sure there's photo albums and some other boxes just randomly of my stuff that I want to open, because they downsized not long after I went to college. So anything that was still like mine or my room or whatever, they just kind of boxed up.
Yeah.
And it's still in boxes in
As
the new
parents
place.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, which I don't blame them. They probably should have just thrown it out. And maybe they did. Yeah. Maybe some of it got thrown out, which totally fine, by the way.
I remember my mom was like, okay, I'm back. Like, what do you want? Or it's going.
Or it's gone. Yeah. I mean, at least they gave you a warning. So those were my shout outs for today. So keep them coming. Share ideas with us. We do have an actual episode form if you want to fill that out. You can stay totally anonymous, and we won't say that you gave us the idea. We'd also love to use like your first name. If you have your own podcast or business or anything like that, let us know that too. We'd be happy to shout it out when we thank you for the episode idea. Yay. So thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, let's talk thrifting. Yes,
let's do it.
All right. So we only had a few hours. We didn't have all day. So we had a few hours. A whole day without plans would have been
impossible.
Like, I mean, that I don't know if that could ever happen unless we like planned it for months.
Exactly.
To not have anything going on. But we did 4 stops. We had lots of finds. Lots of finds. Yes. So I'm going to tell you like the name of the thrift shop. I'm going to tell you the address and hours and a little bit about the thrift shop, and then we'll talk about what we bought there. We stayed beachside for all 4, and they're all relatively close to each other. So if you're local, you can check these out and do them all in one fell swoop. Yeah. So the first one we went to is right next door to where we take our weekly adult ballet jazz class. Yes. And I see it all the time. And I popped in there one day, like, because I got to class early or something, which like never happened. But for some reason I did. And I was like, oh, this is so cute. I have to come back because it is full of stuff. The name of the store is Second Wind Thrift Shop. Love that. So cute.
Cute.
It is 1851 South Patrick Drive in Indian Harbor Beach. It is open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 1. So not a whole lot of chances to get in there if you have a 9-to-5-er.
Right.
But they are open on Saturday. So check them out. All their proceeds fund a no-kill shelter called Purrs and Whiskers.
Oh, that's so cute.
Which I did not know. So everybody working there is volunteer as well.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So it's, like I said, it's a small store, but it is packed with great items. And there's always a sale going. That the worker told us there's always a sale because the fire marshal said they have too much stuff. So
that's what she told us.
Yeah. So she said they told us I have to like keep things clear, so everything's on sale all the time. So when we were in there, the sale they were having that day was everything was half off, right?
Yep.
There was lots of super cute lady shoes, but they were like T9C.
They were so little. Yes.
If you are a size like 5, and I am small. I'm a small person. I have small feet, but I do not wear a size 5. That's like children's feet.
Yeah.
If you have tiny feet, get yourself over there because they have so many. Whoever donated them,
they're so cute.
Had an amazing taste in shoes and also very small feet.
Yes.
So I'll tell y'all what I got there, and then Katie can tell you what she got, and then we'll just chat about it. So we found a whole bunch of Disney VHS tapes. So
a stack.
Like tons of them. Some of them were in better shape than others. If you are a person who is looking to collect those, because a lot of people are doing that now, like y'all know what I'm talking about, the plastic like VHS cover for the Disney movies. They had tons of them, and they were $1. Yeah, and actually, well, maybe they're $2, but we got it for $1.
I think they were $2. Yeah, and we got it for $1.
Some of them were in really good shape, some of them were in terrible shape. But you had to dig through. But anyway, we found the OG Little Mermaid cover, that VHS tape with the controversial cover.
Oh, my
and
God.
If you know, you know.
I was shocked all over again.
I know. Now the VHS tape it is the original. Mm-hmm. So the plastic is cracking on the sides. The VHS tape probably isn't playable. Mm-hmm. But it was $1. And I was like, I have to get this. The funny thing was, I bring it home. I show Cooper, my youngest son, and I was like, oh, I had to get this. It's a collector's item. I was like, do you know why? He's like, oh yeah, because of this. And pointed right at the item. We're not telling you exactly what it is because we're going to talk about it later episode.
And if you're too young to know what we're talking about, if you just Google it, controversial Little Mermaid VHS cover or whatever, you'll find it. But Cooper knew.
He knew.
Wow.
Yeah, YouTube. That's what it does.
YouTube. Make sure all the... But it did inspire. And part of... just really quick to insert here, part of what we were doing, obviously we were looking for cool finds, and we had things on our list that we were specifically looking for, but part of it too was episode ideas.
Right.
And so we have some pretty good episode ideas from that one that'll be coming up soon.
Yeah. So stay tuned. We'll go into the depths with the history of that controversial cover soon. So that was one of my purchases. Katie, what was one of your purchases at Second Wind?
So the first thing I wrote down was that I found shorts for my teenager.
And they were super cute.
They were super cute. She wore them over the weekend. They're a little baggy, but like they look cute. Like they look like that style. They're kind of jean cutoffs, but they've got the white band, like the white tie, almost shoelace tie at the waist. Very, very cute for like someone with long legs or whatever. Or, I mean, I guess for anybody, but they were
tiny.
They were small. So, would have, not my size, which is fine. But I was like, oh, I think she would like these. And sure enough, she wore them, and they were very cute. And I think those were $1.
Yeah, they were
$2, and I think they were $1. Yeah, they were really cute.
Super cute. The other stuff I forgot something that I bought there.
Oh.
No, I didn't. I wrote it. Never mind. Just joking. So I'll say it now. Speaking of things you wear, this is what you buy at a thrift store. I bought these fake animal teeth earrings. Do you remember? I was like, oh, I should get these. I totally did. And I brought them home and I was like, huh. But I was like, well, those are fun for Halloween. But then I was like, actually, I would totally just wear these for fun. So I did get those. Don't worry. I do have a picture of them.
Yay.
So that's what I got to wear there.
Yeah. Well, then I did get something for myself too. So one of my categories of things I was looking for that I wasn't like super successful that particular day was Zoom clothes.
Yes.
Which if you are a person who works from home at all or maybe teaches lessons online, you probably know what I'm talking about, right? Where at least your shirt is like nice. And normally I wear like, even right now I'm in a black sweater. I wear like black or maybe one of my Broadway t-shirts or something, which is fine. But sometimes when I'm in meetings, I'm like, I just need more shirts.
Yeah.
And I don't need to spend a bunch on them because literally like when my calls are over, I change out of them.
Right.
So I was looking for Zoom shirts. I didn't find a whole lot that day, but I did find that like a really soft cardigan. Yeah. It's like a cashmere and I love like hot pink. It's kind of hot pinkish purplish. It's really, really cute.
It's super cute.
I haven't worn it on Zoom yet though. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow because it's just hanging in my closet.
Your schedule for the week.
And it was cheap too. I think it was $1 or $2.
It was.
It was really cute. So
yeah, they had a lot of clothes there.
Mm-hmm.
They did. They had a lot. We couldn't even look through all of them. I didn't get anything else to wear. Mm-hmm. But I did pick up these random, and I have them here.
Yay.
These super random things. I don't know what we're going to do with them. I think we need to do some kind of episode with like 80s and 90s crafting and maybe attempt to do a craft. So we found these really hilarious covered craft, not magazines. They're, what do you call these? Like,
I guess they're guides, maybe. They're thin. They're not like a big book that you would buy.
Like how-to. So one is called Ritzy Rhinestones Fashion Decorating. Hold on. The people on the front have the biggest hair I've ever seen. And everything is bedazzled.
Everything.
See, look at, and she's got some fringe that's bedazzled. I opened it up. Look at this precious lady on the front.
Oh,
She's so precious. She
precious.
has this big old her name's Suzanne. And she has this big old hat on, this big old smile. And it's just like telling you how to do all this bejeweling of your clothes, hats. I mean, this is what she says. Just follow me. There are times when I don't know, I'm giving her a southern accent. I think she needs it.
I think she needs it.
Okay, there are times when we all need a little glitz and sparkle in our lives, and nothing is better calculated to deliver that than a colorful array of gemstones. Can you just see her?
Yes.
So she needed a southern accent, correct?
Suzanne, yes.
Best of all, these jewels don't have to be insured by Lloyd's of London. So you can lavish them on anything at all. Sew on or glue on jewels instantly. Turn vests, blouses, purses, even pop-top tabs into scintillating eye catchers.
Pause. Did you say pop-top tabs?
Yes, like from sodas.
Are they on? Are those on clothing or hats?
I'm looking. I think maybe jewelry. Let me see if I can find the pop-top tabs. But they have shoes. Anyway, oh yes. Look, earrings, pop-top tab.
There it is.
Okay, that's what we're going to make.
That's really cute.
That's what we're going to make when we do a craft episode. Oh, look, they even made a little bracelet.
That's cute too.
Okay, so Katie and I will make rhinestone pop-top bracelets and send them to listeners.
And the best news is they don't need to be insured by Lords of London.
So anyway, it tells you like the exact jewels to buy from like a craft store. So I'm interested to see if they still have these at like Michael's. And then they have like big projects with big patterns and things. That? I don't know, but that looks very weird. So anyway, so we picked that up just because we were giggling. Let's see, what year did that? I wrote it down. It's from... I think you said the early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah. I think it was like 91 or 92 when we looked at it at the store.
Oh, 1990.
Oh, 90, okay.
Ritzy Rhinestones.
Ritzy Rhinestones.
Susan, I don't know, that southern accent just popped out, so she just needed it, I guess. Didn't work as well as I wanted it to.
She's very creative, that Suzanne.
The next one we saw was hilarious, based on the clothing that the people are wearing on the cover. So this is a Looney Tunes... I thought it was embroidery. Maybe it says Looney Tunes in waste canvas. Is that another term for embroidery?
I have no idea what that means.
I guess I should have looked that up. But anyway, the people on the front have on these embroidered Looney Tune characters' clothing. There's a few sweatshirts, and everybody in a sweatshirt has a turtleneck under it. Do you remember doing that?
That is the best part.
The makeup is cray-cray.
A Tweety Bird sweatshirt with a white turtleneck underneath.
Yeah, and then he's got the Daffy Duck sweatshirt with the black turtleneck because
I see what they did
matching.
There. Yes, I see what they did there.
And their makeup is fantastic. The sweet girl who has the Bugs t-shirt on is eating a carrot.
Stop. She
in a very fashionable way.
She's like so fashionable.
We've got big scrunchies that match the shirts. Are you looking up what waste canvas is?
Waste canvas. That's why I did it wrong. I was typing
loose canvas.
Loose canvas. And I was like not getting what I was looking for. Be careful
because who knows what's going to pop up.
I'm scared.
Anyway, this one has all these various patterns. I swear it's embroidery.
Oh, you know what it is?
What's it called? A cross
It's for cross stitch.
Cross stitch.
That's what it is. It's the canvas you use for cross stitch.
I keep saying embroidery, and I just like ate the microphone for a second, so that might have sounded weird.
Actually sounded okay. I think we'll see.
Yes. Cross stitching. So it has all these. Actually, this is actually really fun. Cooper was looking at this. He's like, that's actually kind of cool. I have zero idea how to cross stitch, but maybe we need to learn.
I definitely did it around that time period. Yeah. My mom would, and I would pick up the ones that kind of told you exactly how to do it. Not for clothing though. Yeah. We would do the actual, the little,
well, they have in here how to do it on the little, whatever doohickey thing that you put in the little loop. Hoop.
Yeah, hoop. I think it's a hoop. And then you put the
crafty
waste canvas across it pull it tight. And then it tells you what numbers to put the colors and all that. Yeah.
I mean, look at this Yosemite Sam. He even has a quote. It says, "You rackin' frackin' varmint." I'm just full of voices today.
I know. What's going on?
I don't know.
You did.
I had dialect coaching last night, but it was was British, so I don't know.
It wasn't this dialect, but maybe it just awoke that part of your brain where you're like, yes,
I don't know.
I do voices now.
Oh, and then anyway, so it's really funny. We picked these up just for fun, but now I feel like we need to do something
We
with
definitely do.
But then I also picked up a magazine, a Women's Day magazine from 1993. The whole thing is low-fat meals.
Oh.
And so much of what we talked about. So, I mean, like, everything has the calories, everything has the fat grams, which is not necessarily bad.
Right.
But it's just full of all the kind of toxic things. There's even advertisements for healthy choice lunch meat. There's some few pages that are dog-eared. So whoever had this back in the 90s must have really wanted to buy this Quaker caramel corn rice cakes because they marked that page.
Did they really?
Yes.
That's what I kind of love about getting secondhand books, which I know we're going to get to as well in this episode. And even from the library, sometimes it's interesting to see what people have dog-eared or highlighted or 100%. Written in the margins. It's kind of, especially if you get it from someone you know, right? But then also if you don't, it kind of just tells you a little bit about the personality that read it before you.
Absolutely. Interestingly enough, I just saw this on the very first page of the table of contents in the side corner. There's an advertisement for a residential facility for eating disorder treatment.
What? Like a tiny ad?
It says, if you have an eating disorder, you have a choice. And it's this whole advertisement for a place called the Renfrew Center, anorexia, bulimia, compulsive overeating.
Huh.
Interesting.
That is interesting that it's in there. I mean, that's probably actually a really good spot for it.
Yeah.
And in that time frame.
Yeah. And then there's a whole little quiz about your eating habits. You could win $100.
$100. Wow.
That they want to know about. Yeah. It was interesting and to read some of the ingredients. I was like laughing about, I can't find it. Because I didn't dog mark the pages, everyone.
You should have.
I didn't do that.
It down.
Anyway, what else did you find there, Katie? At that.
Oh gosh, what did I find? Okay, so I also got some earrings because again, for Zoom, I got this. If I have to look at myself, I like to wear hoops for Zoom specifically, and I do have some giant ones, but I was looking for more like medium-ish that show up on camera but aren't like overwhelming. Yeah. So I got some of those. And then I got some books, the first of many books for the day. One, because Danny said I had to get it, but I haven't started reading it yet. And it was The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. Haven't read it yet, but looks good. And then also, I've been wanting to read this one too, but Danny pointed out to me Trevor Noah's autobiography, Born a Crime. And then because I don't know if I've admitted this on this podcast, I'm a big true crime fan. I got Lizzie Borden by Elizabeth Engstrom. But I haven't started that one either. That one's just sitting by my bedside. So, we'll see what happens.
They don't magically get read if they sit on the nightstand.
No, it's just like, you know what? I'm going to fall asleep with this thick book about Lizzie Borden right by my head. And everything's going to be fine. Don't worry.
So tell us who Lizzie Borden is for those of us who don't know.
Yeah, I guess if you don't know, she's one of the most infamous killers, ? Because modern scholars say maybe she wasn't the killer that they say, that basically killed her entire family in a farmhouse with an axe.
Yeah, that sounds like great bedtime reading. Very calming.
Yeah. So and like buried them in the yard, and it's a whole thing. You can actually go, I don't think I would do this. I don't know, maybe I would. True crime, a lot of true crime people will go to the farm. It's still standing.
Nope.
And you can pay to spend the night there.
Nope.
And people have said they've like seen and heard things, which I'm sure they have. I'm sure that place is haunted, but that's another story. But I do have that book, but I'm hoping it looked a little bit older, but I'm hoping it has some of that modern, but what if it wasn't her? And it was, because I think that's really intriguing when we look back on historical, like we do on this podcast. We look back on narratives, even the narratives of crime. I feel like, man, when you revisit them, sometimes you're like, wait, I thought that person definitely did it. And then you look at everything and you're like, oh, maybe not, or whatever. So think that was everything that I got at that store. Yeah, that was fun.
Finds.
I almost got a dehumidifier.
Correct.
Haven't been back yet, but it was like $150. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I could get a new one. This is for my studio space.
Big. It's very huge.
It was a big one. So I kind of was on the fence. And then we checked out and she's like, yeah, everything's 50% off. And I should have just turned back around and grabbed it. The other thing, though, most thrifters will be like, yeah, you should have known that, Katie. Take cash. I didn't take cash, so I'm up here to pay for my stuff. And she's like, it's cash only. So thankfully,
I saved her. Don't worry.
Danny saved me, but I didn't want to add a $75 dehumidifier. Honestly, I didn't think about it till I left. And then I just went into 7-Eleven, used the ATM, gave her some cash back. But yes, take cash.
Take cash.
Tip number one. When you go, and sometimes they'll give you a better deal too.
True.
If you take cash.
True. To be fair, I had bartending tips. So, I
she
mean,
was pulling out the cash. I had to go out of my way to get cash, but you know, it's okay. I could have done it beforehand, but all right, cool. So do you want to talk about the second stop?
Yes. Oh my gosh. This one was such a find. I cannot believe I had never been there before. So our second stop was in the same shopping center as the first one. It is Patrick Paperbacks, 1867A South Patrick Drive. Again, same shopping center. In Indian Harbor Beach. They are open 10 to 4 Tuesday through Friday and 10 to 3 on Saturday.
Okay.
So little longer hours. Again, if you have a 9-to-5er, like it's going to be tricky.
Not getting some books, maybe on Saturday.
But there's the owner of the store is the sweetest lady, most chatty,
so nice,
lovely. She just is one of those people who has such good energy, I felt like. And you could tell she just loves what she does. She loves owning that bookstore. I get you, lady. I would love that. Her name was Elva. And Katie and I both chatted with her for a while about various things.
Yeah. Not just books.
Her store is packed full, but I felt it was really organized.
It was.
Like she had tons of boxes that she still was going through to put on the shelves, but the stuff on the shelves was super organized.
And she knew exactly where everything was.
She did.
There were a few times we asked her for things, which I'll get to, and she was like, it's right there. It's right there. It's the bottom shelf on the right. And she knew where everything was.
Yep. Yeah. She said she's been in business since 1994, not in the same location, but she has used books. It's a used bookstore, but she also has new books. Not as many. Mostly what she has is used books. But she said she can also order anything new for you as well, and she'll give you 20% off.
Wow.
So I love to support local bookstores when I can and not use Amazon because Amazon has lots of things I don't like about their business. But so she can order you new books for 20% off, and you're supporting her. So yay. And if you bring any donations, if you have any books that you're trying to get rid of, she will give you 20% off whatever you buy that day too.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. I think she said 20% off paperback.
Oh, is that what she said?
I think. I mean, just ask Elva when you go in.
Yeah, ask her. She'll be super, super willing. She had like tons of genres. Like it wasn't just, sometimes you go in used bookstores and they'll have a lot of like one kind of book and not a lot of another, but she had so many genres, and I was so happy to see so many prominent LGBTQIA authors and books on display everywhere. I loved that so much. Even in the YA books, a lot of books that have been banned because we live in Florida. Okay. And that made me happy and made me want to just go back and support her.
Yeah.
Even more so. They had great retro items too, which we're going to talk about. Y'all, they had a whole collection of Cliff Notes.
So many Cliff Notes. It was awesome.
It was so funny. I think we snapped a picture of those.
We did, yeah. Speaking
of, I'm going to go ahead into the first thing I bought from there, and then Katie can talk about what she got. Speaking of retro. So as we mentioned in a few episodes, I am currently in a musical production based on Princess Diana. And I found an original paperback copy from the early 90s of Andrew Morton's controversial book he wrote with her help about her life called Diana, Her True Story. there was two of them. I just got one. I was so excited because it was from the 90s. Like when this, now I remember my mom loves Princess Diana, and she always did. She scrambled to buy this at the bookstore when it came out. For those of y'all that don't know, I'll just tell you very quickly, and then you can Google it if you want. We'll probably do an episode on Diana.
Definitely.
Later. But Andrew Morton, she contacted him to send him her story by tape recording and told him her story, and he published it. But she did not, she wanted to do it anonymously, for obvious reasons.
Right.
And he never did tell people that she was his source until after she died.
Wow. I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, and again, maybe we can talk about this in an episode. How was he able to substantiate what was written in there? How was he able to like prove that what he was saying was the truth?
Well, he said there was I can't remember how he explained this, was that he had a close confidant to her that gave him all this information. I mean, it was speculated that she was in on it.
That it was her, that she knew about it. Yeah.
But he never fully said yes.
And I guess she never came out and said it was wrong.
Correct.
So there's that.
Correct.
Which she probably would have if it was totally unauthorized.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So anyway, that was just really fun to find.
So great.
Yeah.
Well, I was really excited when we went in. Again, I told you how Elva just told us where everything was.
Yeah.
I just said to her, do you have music? And she's like, oh yeah, like behind those shelves. And obviously not a ton of it. It just depends on what people donate and what people bring in. She doesn't buy new music, she said. But I found vocal arrangements from Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
Which I actually don't have. I have so many either full scores or just vocal arrangements, right, that I can use for myself or for my voice students. And that was actually one I don't have. I have little pieces of sheet music, but to actually have the book. And I was at my piano here at home the other day doing the dun, 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 dun. And one of my kids walks out of a room and goes, is that Phantom of the Opera? Nice. I was like, yes. So that was like super exciting. And I mean, I don't remember what I paid. I think for everything I got, which I'm going to tell you about, it was less than $20. Yeah. So it was, and I got more things than that, but that was the first thing.
That was a cool find.
That was so exciting.
That's one of my top faves.
Yeah.
Top faves musicals. We're going to do a Broadway episode at some point in time of the 90s.
We'll probably have to do like 80s and 90s because I feel like we have to start with things like Phantom and that then catapult us into...
Yeah, we'll do. I think that'll be a twofer.
Yeah, that'll be a twofer.
That'll be a twofer. Oh, that's going to be so much fun.
Yes.
There will be singing on that one.
Oh, yeah. There will be.
Get
ready. The quality of it will vary.
It will be various.
But we will be very enthusiastic about it.
Yes, absolutely. So I got 3 other books there, which for me to leave a used bookstore with only 4 books is a big accomplishment, everyone, because I love used books. But I found Neil Patrick Harris's autobiography. And it was a used book, but it was in great shape.
Yeah.
And he wrote it so wonderfully because the title of it is Choose Your Own Autobiography, and it's written like a choose your own adventure book.
Oh, wow.
I haven't read it yet, so I don't know how he does
it, yeah.
But the cover is just like a choose your own adventure book. For those of y'all who grew up when we did, these books, whether you read them or not. And I was like, oh my God, I love him so much. Because I remember him from Doogie Howser days.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that show?
I don't think I ever watched it,
but
I was aware of what it was and who he was. Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's a little older than us. I want to say he's around my sister's age because that was like her first celebrity crush I remember. Was Neil Patrick Harris on Doogie Howser. He played a doctor who was like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was great. It was super cute. It's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah, you can watch it.
Nice.
And then the other books I got they go together. One is called The Rosie Project and the other is The Rosie Effect. I honestly have no idea what these are about.
Oh.
But people in 2 book clubs I've been a part of over the years have been like, oh my gosh, these are so good. You have to get them. You have to read these. So I will get back to y'all on those.
Oh, I can't wait to hear about those.
They were also in like fairly new condition.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were really exciting finds.
That's awesome. I got 3 other things when I was there. I got 2 books for my husband. They had these really great music and photo fact books, one on John Lennon and one on Bob Marley, which was pretty cool. You were talking about dog ears. I got home and I was like flipping through the Bob Marley one because that biopic is out of him right now too. So I'm like looking through it and there's like a page where like a bunch of stuff was cut out.
Oh, snap. Who cuts stuff out of books?
I don't know. Like it looked like it had been a picture. So maybe they just liked the picture and like put it somewhere. I was like, oh, there's a page cut out. So on one hand, I'm like, oh, there's a page cut out. But on the other hand, I'm like, well, I bought this at a secondhand bookstore. Right. And it's kind of fun because it kind of gives it character. And there's like 200 other pages that are fine, I think. But it was just really funny.
That's probably why they got rid of it.
Maybe they're like, oh, we ruined it by. So that looks really cute. And then the John Lennon one was really awesome. And then if you listened to our books episode, you know that 9, 10, 11-year-old Katie was reading Danielle Steele from her mom's bookshelf. And if you don't know who Danielle Steele is, lots of adult topics and things like that. But they have a lot of Danielle Steele.
Oh my God, she had so much.
So much. So I was trying to find Kaleidoscope, which is the one I mentioned in our episode because I remember reading that one. She thought she had it, but maybe she sold it recently because it wasn't there. And it was very organized.
Or maybe it just maybe somebody else picked it up and put it somewhere.
Someone put it somewhere else. Yeah. So I ended up getting this other one called Family Ties. Haven't started it yet. It's right next to Lizzie Borden. I don't know which one would be better. That's quite a broad
would be better for bed.
It's actually a newer one. It was 2011.
Oh, okay.
And I looked up the synopsis and for you listeners. So here it is. Annie Ferguson was a bright young Manhattan architect with a limitless future until a single phone call changed the course of her life forever. Overnight, she became mother to her sister's 3 orphaned children, keeping a promise she never regretted making, even if it meant putting her own life indefinitely on hold. Now, at 42, so some time has gone by, still happily single with a satisfying career and a family that means everything to her, Annie is suddenly facing an empty nest.
Uh-oh.
With her nephew and nieces now grown and confronting challenges of their own, she must navigate a parent's difficult passage between helping and letting go. I don't know. What do we think? Is this going to be a page turner?
Katie's face was like, why did I buy that?
I should have looked that up before I bought it. No. Now listen, that's going to be us soon enough. Because we were just saying we both have sons who are 17.
Yep.
And they're juniors.
Well,
so
you have way longer than me before you have an empty
Before I'm completely empty. Not way longer. Because how old's Cooper?
Yeah, because he's in 5th grade, so not that
Tegan's
much longer.
in 3rd, so not that much. It's still around the same span of time, but that we're going to be facing, I guess we're going to be facing the difficult passage between helping and letting go before we know it.
I don't know how difficult it'll be. Just joking, it will be.
Yeah. But anyway.
Her books sound like Lifetime movies to me.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a step up from Hallmark, which are super vanilla. Like there's some grit
Lifetime
in
is
these.
a bit of an edge.
Yeah, Lifetime,
but not like HBO.
Well, speaking of true crime, I watched this amazing Lifetime movie recently. My daughter London sometimes will watch these with me, and we were at a hotel for a volleyball tournament. So, as one does, as you're getting ready for your volleyball tournament, you turn on a Lifetime movie Sunday morning, and it was called. You're gonna laugh.
I'm gonna die.
You're gonna die. But it was really good. It was called The Amish Stud.
Stop it.
Yes. I shouldn't laugh though, because it was based on a true story, and it was this guy like living a double life. He was Amish, but he was also like telling other women like either that he was Amish but like trying to get out of it, or that he wasn't, and then like his Amish wife like couldn't like stand up to him, but then like he gets one of these women who likes him to like kill his wife. Anyway, I guess it was based on a true story, so that part is not funny, but it was just like, you know, oh well, let's watch
Stud.
Yeah, I feel like it could be a Danielle Steele book.
I mean, that could also be an HBO movie.
Ripped from the headlines. Yeah, something. Well, and the reason he was called that, not to give away too much, listeners, is because he had online profiles. And he called himself the Amish Stud.
Ew.
And I guess women liked him. I don't know.
occur.
Anyway, sorry, that was a little side note.
Not going to yuck your yum
Danielle. There. Yeah, exactly. Danielle Steele gets us completely off track.
I know. Totally
But now to get back on track.
Yeah.
Our third stop.
Our third stop was right down the street, the Lamb Shop Haven thrift store. This is at 1765 South Patrick Drive. They are open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 3. Seems like these are very popular hours.
Yeah.
So the proceeds from this store help operate the Haven for Children, which is a nonprofit organization that provides care in a home-like environment for kiddos 0 to 18 who've been removed from homes because of neglect, abuse, or abandonment. Mm-hmm. So all their money funds this. And also, I think, completely worked by volunteers.
Yes.
So it's a smaller store, but it's super clean and super organized.
Yes.
Like super duper organized. It's nicely spaced. It almost looks like a retail store, I think.
The way they have it set up. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really nice. There's not as much to like sort through. There are some higher end things that they had there, but the prices were good and the tag sales are excellent. Like when we were there, I got a purple leopard print, like workout pullover thingy for $1.
It's so cute.
I wore it last week.
You guys, it's so cute.
It's really, really cute. Then I also, this is so funny. And now I got these really unique, like gold hoopy earrings. They're like in this interesting shape. And when I bought them, the lady was like, oh, those are different. And I'm like, I know, they're like fun, right? But then I get home and y'all will see the picture that I'll post. I looked at them and I was like, oh, those look like sideways boobs. Like, literally, they do.
You're like telling the lady they're cute, right?
And she's like yeah. And I did not connect it until I had them laying on my counter and I was like, oh, well, whatever. I'm still going to wear them. So.
Yeah, they're still in interesting shape. You stand by what you said because it's still true.
Yeah, that's all I got there. Funny. What did you get there?
I think I only got one thing, unless I'm confusing stuff other places. I tried on several Zoom shirts and dresses. I did end up getting this like black and tan dress. We do have a picture.
Yeah,
from
that
the fitting
dress is
room.
So cute.
It's but I wrote on here like it looks like it has lived in my wardrobe forever because it looks like every other thing I own. But I think it was only $2. So
it was, and it's super flattering.
There's a reason that like I own that shape, that color, that like fabric because it does look nice on me. So I was happy to add that to my little collection there. Just hang it up by all the outfits, dresses that look exactly like it.
I mean, I'm the same way.
And if I wanted to, I could wear it on Zoom. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
I'm the same way. I have 100 animal print things, right? Mm-hmm. Katie's like, every time I see you, I have on animal print. I don't today, but I do have on black workout leggings, which I literally have 20 pairs of.
Oh, yeah. Me too. Me
100%.
too. Mine are colorful today, but normally I'm in black ones. Cool. Okay, so then we had our final stop.
Oh, yeah. This one was good. Katie, this was probably our best stop of the day. Mm-hmm. Probably our least favorite store to visit.
Yeah.
It was just a lot happening while we were in there. It was just a different kind of vibe. Plus, we were kind of running out of time.
We were.
We didn't plan to go there, and we just decided to, and thank God we did.
Yeah.
So we went to Island Thrift, which is over on A1A. It's 1118 Florida A1A, and it's right next door to one of Katie's favorite local restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Nippon Thai.
Yeah,
I love Nippon Thai. It's really cute. I'm talking about Nippon Thai now. It's very cute inside, but small. So if you go at lunchtime, it's usually pretty crowded, or in the evening. But they do great carry out.
Nice.
Lots of different sushi. They specialize in things like sushi, but they have they have Thai menu items too. Highly recommend it. Family owned. Fantastic place.
Nice little local place. I love that. Mm-hmm. I know y'all were eating that one day when I came over to record and it looked so good.
And they make it like right there. Like you could watch them making it if you wanted. And
yummy.
Yeah, it's good. It's a little bit pricey, but it's also like a local restaurant on A1A that has fresh seafood. So it's sort of like it's a treat for us. Like the day you came, I think only 3 people in my family were eating it because someone was home quote unquote sick, and then my husband and I. But like if we do all 7, it's like it's a lot. But it's definitely a place I like to spend money because their food's great and the family's awesome too.
Yeah, support local.
Yes.
Yeah, so Island Thrift is right next door. They are also weird hours, open Tuesday through Saturday, 10:30 to 4.
Okay.
So it's fine. I mean, when you own your own business, you get to make your own hours. So hey.
So one thing about beachside is it's most people have those types of hours.
I've noticed that. Like you can't go anywhere.
It's okay. I mean, and again, there's like a really popular restaurant that's always closed on Sunday because it's family owned, and I've heard people say, "Well, God, think of how much money they make on Sundays," and I'm like, they don't care.
Yeah,
they don't have to be open, so they're not. I
don't blame them.
It's kind of nice. I often think about that. I'm like, yeah, it's a good reminder on boundaries.
Oh yeah.
Like when you can, not everyone has the liberty of like picking their own work hours and all of this thing. Of course not. But just in life, like it doesn't matter if everyone else thinks you should be open on Sunday. If you don't want to be open on Sunday and you don't need to
then you're not.
And they can go eat somewhere else, So
yep.
It's just, I often think about that. And even with the thrift shops and the bookstore, it's hey, if this is what works with their lifestyles, then, and people want to come, they're just going to have to come when they're open.
Yep.
Yep.
So Island Thrift is a smaller store, but it's really cute. She has the walls painted like a bright color. There's fun things. Definitely fun things to look through.
Yes.
And the owner is definitely willing to negotiate because Katie did negotiate. And this was where Katie got her biggest, most awesome score of the day.
Yes.
So tell us about that first.
Okay, so we walked in and there was, like we said, it had a lot of stuff, kind of crammed it, and a lot of people. So it was a little overwhelming. But right by the front door were these beautiful purple, not like they were like chairs, but very modern looking.
They were from Restoration Hardware,
which we didn't know at first.
I know, they're crazy.
We didn't know, but yes,
they were
from
purple velvet.
And I think she originally said $30 each, but then I ended up getting them for $40 total. So each $20. And then we realized they were Restoration Hardware. They looked like they'd never been sat on. Like
I guarantee they were probably at somebody's beach house.
Yep.
And then they sold
out and just brought them there. So they were gorgeous. And I am right now expanding the studio where I teach voice. I've taken over the entire space.
Give yourself a shout out really quick.
Oh, yes. So Beachside Performing Arts, if you're local. I'm another local business that's only open very particular hours.
Correct.
But reach out to me to find out what those are. So I'm expanding my space, which means I need some more furniture and things along those lines. So that's some of the stuff we were looking for that day when we were out. And so I've got these 2 beautiful chairs now for my lobby and from Restoration Hardware, which is great. And then the wildest thing, I was asking her if she had glass containers, like storage containers for food, because I'm trying to phase out as much plastic as possible. And she kind of pointed me the right direction. They didn't have what I was looking for, but there was this plastic tub full of, and when I got home, I counted it, an 8-piece, like fancy dinnerware full set, including a teapot, teacups, tea saucers of this basically like China set of this design that my in-laws have that I've loved like forever.
That's so crazy.
And it was $60, but I realized that day it was 75% off kitchen stuff. So anyway, I got it for $15. It's still sitting in the bin because I'm trying to figure out if I actually want to like replace stuff in my cupboards with it or what I want to do. But I couldn't believe it.
I know.
That I walked out with that. And then I got home and it was an 8-place set.
You should have seen Katie's husband's face when he came to lift it out of the car.
Because it's his parent. It's his design. His parents have.
What did he say? He said, "Oh, great dishes to remind me of my childhood," or something.
Yeah, something like that. It was really funny. And because I was all like, "Look what I found!" And he's like, "Oh,
great."
But it's beautiful. We'll post a picture.
Pretty. Yeah,
it's this beautiful like blue, blue design, and just like I've always loved them. I think like we had a plate of theirs for a while because we had like brought food home on it or something, and I would just like use it like this one plate all the time because I just thought it was so pretty. So now we've got the whole thing. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, that was, I think I ended up paying $55 for the 2 chairs and all the dishes.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So that was like such
a good score. The chairs are
such
so
a good
cute.
score.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When we saw those, we were like, oh,
Yeah. We're like, we need them right now.
I know.
I like took them outside while Danny was still shopping.
Well, because while we were in there, somebody was asking about it.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing about thrifting is if y'all are thrifters, you know, you can't pass up a deal because it will be gone.
It will be. Yep.
It will be gone. It's like garage sailing. Same thing.
Yes.
You got to get it. And when you don't, you kick yourself and you're like, dang it. Why didn't I just get that?
Yep.
So the only other 2 things I got that day was more clothes.
Yay.
I found a super cute, like brightly colored, like tank dress. And it had this big... it's almost like 60s looking. It had this big gold zipper down the middle. It was super cute. And then I think we said the word cute at least 100 times.
There were a lot of cute things though.
This
Seriously.
Episode. But then my favorite thing I got clothing wise was this long sleeve gray and white, again, leopard print and tailor dress. And it feels like pajamas. It is so soft. It is
my gosh.
So soft. And it is adorable. Like I said, something else other than cute.
Adorable.
And I mean, I think both of those were like $8 a piece and they were in really great shape.
Yeah, they were really, really cute. That was soft. You're you've got to feel this.
I know. I feel like some of her stuff was a little on the higher end, but like if you were buying multiple things, she'd be like, whatever, like just give me that for whatever.
I felt that way too. Like she kind of knocked things off as you went to make it reasonable. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
So those were the things we found. So what are the things we were hoping we'd find that we didn't find?
Yeah. I made
you make a list
on my phone. Yeah, let me grab it.
We were trying to find was the fast food glasses that we had talked about. Because I said, you can find them at any thrift store. We found none that day, which was bizarre. Oh, another funny thing that we discovered in this thrift store. Do you remember? You'll remember what I said.
What?
Of course, I always look at the books, and they had a stack of magazines, of old magazines.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
And I was just going through them. I'm fairly certain what happened was somebody donated these, and she just put them out and didn't look at them. Mm-hmm. And I'm in the middle of the stack, and I found old Playboy magazines from the early 90s. I was like, Katie...
Come here. Come look. We're like giggling like 12-year-olds or something. It was so funny.
But it was funny. It was very funny.
Yeah. I put down that we didn't find the fast food glasses. Right. And then I said, although I guess if we had looked closer at those Playboys, maybe we would have found some celebrities. But I just said we didn't really find like old celebrity magazines.
No, we were hoping to find like some old Peoples or something.
We didn't really find that.
Magazines.
I didn't find a whole lot of Zoom shirts. No. But that's okay. Maybe next time. That was kind of a toss-up. But furniture-wise, I found stuff that I really wanted. It was definitely a win.
It was a win of a day. We had a great time. We laughed a lot. We found fun stuff. We discovered new places. And I think maybe next time we go thrifting, we should go to like a different area.
Agree. Yeah, I think we should just find I liked how we found some near each other.
Yeah.
So maybe we could find some more, maybe not quite as near because beachside stuff tends to be close to each other, but within the same vicinity.
Yeah.
Just hit up a few places like near each other and see how it goes.
And no Goodwill.
Nope. So, no. I guess we should talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Just how we were saying shop local, whatever. Same with, these kind of thrift stores. Not all of them donate back, but I think a few of them do.
Yeah. Salvation Army is a good one to do.
Okay.
A lot of that money stays local. But, and my friend Patrick and Dina, who we've shouted out before, they run an online, thrift store. They are big advocates for staying away from Goodwill because all the big corporate execs get all the money that they raise. They've raised their prices to be ridiculous. A lot of the money does not stay where they say it's going to go. It just pays the corporation.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. So,
and that's such a shame because on principle, I really like the idea of being able to buy things secondhand, repurpose things.
Yes.
But really, most communities will have some of these local thrift shops.
Yes.
Who either run on volunteers or maybe they have employees, but at least a portion of their proceeds or as much of their profits as they can do go back.
Yeah.
To benefit local things in your area and local people. So those are the ones, that you feel really good about doing, or just go to a garage sale. But I don't like garage sales, but that's another story. That's another day. I don't dislike them. I get overwhelmed by them.
They're stressful.
And I can feel that way in thrift stores too, but it feels a little more controlled and organized. Garage sales just feel like a free for all. And I hosted one in this house that I'm in now, and I will never do it again. Ever. I will give all my stuff for free to thrift shops before. It was just a mess. And I was getting rid of a lot of like baby and kid stuff. I had people come in like 5 hours after the published time saying, well, where are all your baby and kid stuff? It said you were going to have it. I'm like, it's a garage sale. Like, this is not Walmart or whatever. Like, it was here 5 hours ago or whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I had people like with little pieces of paper in their pocket, and they all started kind of asking for the same things. And they'd walk up and they'd be like, do you have fishing wire, weapons?
What?
Like all these weird things. But I swear to God, like 3 people did the same thing. And I was like,
what?
This is weird. I do not want these people in my driveway or knowing where I live.
Do you have
or my children
sell weapons at garage sales? Is that legal?
I don't think so. And I was like, weapons? You mean like guns or like samurai swords or what are we talking about? And they would just kind of be like, yeah, do you have any of that? And I'd be like, no, I have a like baby boppy and some Barbie dolls.
Girl,
like what?
I have had so many garage sales, and I can 100% say nothing like
At least 3 people walked up with a list like that. It was so strange. And I was just like, what world is this? And people are yelling at me because I don't have the merch they're looking for. Like, I was like, nope, never again. Never again.
I do like to garage sale. When my kids were little, I loved to garage sale and get stuff. But I get it. There's only so many you can do before you're like, okay, like
you get tired of digging, you get tired of haggling. Yeah, it's
I hate haggling. My husband is a fantastic haggler. Cooper was like the best haggler when he would go, because my husband's a collector, so they would go to garage sale stuff. And Cooper is like, plus he's cute and he's still young, so he would get the best deals on stuff. And my teenager he would be like, Cooper, go ask this guy. Like, he'll give me that card for like $5.
Oh my God.
I'd be like, okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you want to bring Cooper with you to garage sales.
Maybe it'd be more enjoyable if I had Cooper as my haggler.
So anyway, that was just our fun little thrifting episode. We'll be back with some research next week. But anyway, thank you for listening to us with our accents. And we didn't sing today.
I sang dun,
live.
Dun,
we did
dun,
sing.
Dun,
okay.
dun, but only that.
So thanks for listening to us, and check out some of these local places. Thanks for listening to Generation in Between, a Xennial podcast. As always, if you like what you heard, please share us with your friends of all generations. Leave us a review, please, 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 wherever you listen. We love these so much.
So much.
You can also find us on patreon.com and become a monthly supporter, so you can have access eventually to bonus episodes and other perks. And like Katie mentioned, we may officially have studio space coming soon. So we'll need some funds to keep that going. So yeah, help us out. And all of that info is linked in our show notes. Don't forget, email us if you want a sticker. We'll send it to you while we still have them. So until next time, remember, one person's trash is another person's treasure. Go thrifting, reuse, repurpose, and have fun. Bye.
Bye, everybody.